right? This is the syllabus, right? So the course learning outcomes are these, right? At the end of this course, participants will be able to understand SPSS interface and functions. Yes, we are starting from zero level, right? So we are starting from zero level. So therefore, without having any background uh, knowledge, so you can continue this course because we are starting. So everything is included in the presentation, but I'm not uh, discussing everything it because it's how to open the SPSS, how to close the SPSS. These are the basic things we know that, right? However, that is included in the presentation. So we will provide that presentation to you. If anyone did not have that kind of uh, knowledge, also you can follow by using this note, right? So we are starting from zero level to the advanced. Then manage and clean data sets efficiently, conduct descriptive and inferential statistic analysis, perform correlation and regression analysis, use non-parametric test when assumptions are not met. So in here, we are considering only one non-parametric test, not all, right? Give me 1 second, right? Right. Then interpret a report and statistical uh, results professionally. So these are the learning outcomes. Then we that content divide to the 5 days. So in first day, today, introduction to SPS and data management. So it means so overview of the application of the SPSS and navigating SPSS interfaces. You know, there are actually three views. One is data view, the other one is the variable view, and the output view also. We are discussing those things. And data entry and management. So defining variables, types, and labels. Importing data from the Excel files. So we can import data from the SPS, as well. Excel to the SPSS. Sorting, filtering, and cleaning data. Handling missing data. Recording and computing new variables. So we can create new variables. So those things we are trying to do today. And the second day, sometimes we can't finish this some part. So because that is huge content. So if it's not, time is not enough, we can start that rest of the part from the second day because second day content is not much than this one. Second one, descriptive statistics and data visualization. So descriptive statistics, so measures of central tendency, we are talking that mean, median, and mode, how to calculate those things. Measures of dispersion, that is range, variance, and standard deviation. Uh, Frequency tables and cross tabulations, right? Frequency tables and cross tabulations. Then data visualization, creating histograms, box plots, bar charts, customizing and exporting graphs. Then third day, day 3, introduction to hypothesis testing. So that is so just a brief introduction about the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis, how we can write those two hypotheses, then significance levels and p-values and the confidence levels. Then so we are going to discuss about the t-tests, three types of t-test: independent two sample t-test, uh, one paired sample t-test, and one sample t-test. Then ANOVA, one-way ANOVA, and the post-hoc test. Day 4, correlation, regression, and non-parametric tests. So under the correlation analysis, so we are trying to discuss both Pearson's and Spearman's correlations, their regression analysis, simple linear regression analysis, and multiple linear regression, and also how to interpret a regression output. Then on the non-parametric test, as I told earlier, so we are discussing only chi-square test. So there are many non-parametric tests, but two, these 5 days are not enough to discuss all the things. Therefore, we choose only chi-square test. And the final day, advanced analysis reporting and practical applications. So fact analysis and reliability testing. So under fact analysis, so we are trying to discuss principal component analysis and uh, component analysis, and also sometimes we are principal axis factor. Then the other some things we can discuss on the fact analysis, and also for the reliability testing, uh, we are considering how we can calculate cron batch alpha value. Then exporting and reporting results, formatting SPSS output for the research reports, exporting tables and figures to Word and Excel, and hand-on practical experience. And finally, we are going to do a real practical. It means based on a questionnaire. So how you can enter the data to the SPSS worksheet. Then how we can find the validity and the reliability, it means fact analysis and those things, and also how to interpret the output according to that question, that entered data. So that is actually a real practical situation. So we are trying to discuss in fifth day. So those are the things we are trying to discuss within these 5 days. That is the content actually. So if you need some more to add here, so you can let me know, then I will try to add those things as well, because of that if your purpose is to complete your dissertation, so I think that is actually enough to you. But if you need to add some more, right, doesn't matter, so I can consider. So please let me know. Right, let's start then. Okay, right. Introduction to statistical packages, SPSS. So here I divided my presentations into 9 lessons, right? 9 lessons. So here today that is for my convenience. So there is no right? So I know then that I have 9 lessons. So today we are trying to discuss 3 lessons. It means two and a half actually, because the other half we have to discuss in the next day. Right. Introduction to statistical packages. Uh, these are the learning outcomes for this lesson. Right. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to properly open and shut down SPSS, describe different editors of the SPSS and their characteristics, understand menus and items in the SPSS, enter data into SPSS worksheet, name and define the variables, right? So that is the very basic thing. If someone has a little bit of understanding, so look, sometimes you may feel that is boring today because yeah. So we are starting from zero level. That's I told you, because some of you are learning that SPSS for the very first time. Therefore, we have to consider that persons as well. That's why we are starting from the zero level, right? So don't worry. So you have to first day sometimes you may feel boring. So you have to be because of the others actually. Yeah, so introduction to statistical package, SPSS means statistical package for the social sciences, is a statistical analysis and data management software package. SPSS can take data from almost any type of the file used to them, generate tabulate reports, charts and plots of distributions and trends, descriptive statistics, and more, conduct complex statistical analysis. So for all of those purposes, we can use SPSS. So, we can find descriptive statistics, and so we have to go for the inferential statistics to do some predictions. So everything we can do using this software. It's a Windows-based program and capable of handling large amounts of data. So we'll see that if I think it will be compatible for the Mac as well because but I don't have that. Yeah, so I didn't try it. That's why I can't tell it properly. I think it can be used to the Mac as well. Right, so then opening and closing SPSS. I'm not going to explain it because it is available in sometimes in the desktop or the start menu. So from there you can open. So this is the icon of the IBM SPSS. Yeah, here it's mentioned how you can open it, right? So the I am using the version 26.0. So then your institution is provide I think 27, right? There are many new versions as well, right? I think 30 is also released now, but the functions are not very different. So at 26 also possible to do everything. So that that their versions they are upgrading. Right. Once you open the SPSS first time, so you can see this interface because this window is coming at the very first time. So if you no need of this, so you can disable this. Therefore, you can just you can see this window first as exit, right? So if you no need, if you're not, uh, if you do not want to see this welcome screen, so you can disable this because that instruction is there. So then, or either you can close it from here, then you can go to this worksheet. The dialog box that appears over the first choice, it means here. So then you can see here new files. The recent files is there. So that is actually that thing is we can see here. Running the tutorial, type in the data, like these things available there, right? Running the tutorial, those things available here. Yeah, typing in the data, running part is opening an existing data source. Uh, the window behind this data editor window, which is used for display data from whatever file you are using. You could select any type of the option startup box. If click OK, you can simply hit cancel. This one. So you can you can put here and open. Also, you can simply cancel and you can go to the this data view. So this is the data view actually. Uh, Enter the new data blank data editor. You could open existing file menu bar. The data editor window are two views that can be selected from a lower left hand side is screen, data view and the variable view. Yeah, I will show you in the SPSS. So you can see here data view and the variable view. This is variable view and this is data view, right? So we can't add actually uh, data into the data view as we did in Excel, right? Because before adding the data, before enter the data, so you have to define the variables in variable view, right? That is the first thing we have to do, right? So you have to keep remember, we can't add data first without defining the variable as in Excel. Okay, so then this is how we can uh, shift our views, data view here. You can see here variable view, right? Data view and variable view. In data view, we can enter the data. Variable view, we can define the variables. So I will explain you how we can enter the data later. So then these things we can see now. This is the variable view. This is the variable view and this is the data view. The data in the data editor is saved in the file with the extension .sav. Where that worksheet we can worksheet and output viewer. So we can see an output as well. So when we are taking the output, it is open in the output viewer. So that data file and the output file, so you have to save separately, right? There are two files when once you open or once you perform some statistical analysis, the output is displayed in another window. So when we are closing it, so it's two times they ask to save the files. The first one is the data file, the other one is the output file. So the data file is .sav, the output viewer is .spo, right? Then this is the output file. So I will show you output window as well. Yeah, like this. You can see like this. This is the output window. So there is no output here, right? No output again and just here. Yeah. So then once you goes to output here, that is the output. You can see here. This is the output. Okay. So when we are closing, so you have to save the output, and so if you need, you can save the output and also the data file separately. In addition to these two main SPSS windows, below are the some of the other SPSS windows. There are some more SPSS windows, but no need to use those windows in when we are doing these general applications. So we can see here some pivot table editor. Output that is displayed in the pivot tables can be modified in many ways using this pivot table editor. It means that so once you get the output, you if you double click on it like this, right here, yeah. So then this is pivot table editor, so we can edit this thing, right? But actually, it is actually no need to do this editing and the other things when we are doing some normal calculations because we need only the output tables, right? So it's normally displayed. And you can edit text, swap data in rows and columns, add colors, create multidimensional tables, and selective hide and show results. So those editing parts we can do in the output windows if we use the pivot table. It means just we have to double click on a table displayed in the output window. That is not a very complex thing, but it is actually no need to do these additions because they just we can take this output, right? Copy and paste in a what do you call that? Your Word document, just things. Then the chart editor, that same. So once you get the chart, so you can double click on it, then you can change it. That is the chart editor. You can modify high resolution charts and curves in chart windows. You can change colors, select different types of fonts and sizes, switch horizontal and vertical axis, rotate 3D scatter plots, and even change the chart type. So once you get the chart types, double click on it. So then we can do some editing parts as in the table viewer, right? So that is the chart editor. And also the text output editor, then text outputs also we can edit. Text outputs that is not displayed in the pivot tables can be modified with the text output editor. You can edit output, change font characteristics, types, styles, colors, those things we can change. And also syntax editor, it means, so before so instead of using this menu, you can type that codes as well. So that is syntax editor, right? It's because so in Windows also we can do both though. So in the editor we can type the commands, and we can from the menus we can select the commands, right? So that both things we can do. Then it is same for the SPSS. If you like, so we can type the commands and do some analysis. But normally we are not doing that. So but someone knows the codes, we can type on it and run it. Even I also don't know about the codes, how to run using the syntax editor. Anyhow, so someone is interested in writing codes, you can try it, right? You can paste your dialog box selections into the syntax editor window when your selections appear from the command syntax. Yeah. So then we can try to understand the menus and icons in the SPSS. So So when you go to here, you can see there are many menus: file, edit, view, data, transform, analysis. analyze, graphs, utilities, extensions, window help. So we are going to discuss about these menus now. First one is file menu. First one is file menu. So at same as that Word and Excel, so you can see the file menu. File includes the all operations you typically use in the other programs. Yes, such as open, import, save as, right? Like export, import, those things we can see in this uh, file menu. Yeah, here if you go to file menu, you can see new. Then data file syntax output. So those things we can take. Then open data, right? Then import data, Excel, import from Excel, those things we can see here. Right, many file types there. Then save as, export, right? These things we can see in the file menu. Then when it goes to the edit menu, so you can see edit includes cut, copy, paste commands. Then that's allow to specify various options displayed in data out. Click on options, you will be dialog box on the left. You can use this format data output charts. These choices are rather than overwhelming and you can simply take the default options. Yeah, we'll see here. Then when it goes to the edit, you can see undo is there. So then if what will you see? View edit. Yeah, you can see cut, copy, paste, those things we can see here, right? And the most important thing, as discussed in there, so we can go to the options here. And when it goes to the options, so these are the default options. So we can change, right? Language. So language, you can output language, you can change if you want. But it is, yeah. So some languages available here, Spanish, Korean, right? Polish, Chinese, French, German, right? Then user interface also you can change to these dedicated languages. And yeah, general here. Okay, so the viewer window. So then here again you can in the viewer window you can change the font sizes and fonts, those things, right? So these are the default settings. If someone need actual, so no need to change those things. Someone need actually you can change data, right? So the currency, because here how we can use the positive values, negative values, those things we can design here, right? Likewise, currency, multiple imputations, language, charts, pivot tables, file locations. It means default file location is here, right? You can see here. So if you need, you can change those things, right? How where that temporary directory is, that how where the temporary files are saving, those things we can decide. We can decide here, but no need. That is not compulsory thing. So if someone need, so we can change this interface. For that, we can use these options in the edit window, edit menu. Then we can go for options. We discuss these things. Right. Then we were data, right? Then then third one is, yeah. Then next window is the next menu is view. Yeah. So view allows to select toolbars you want to show, select font size, add or remove the grid lines from the separate each piece of data to select whether or not to display your raw data in the data labels. Here, view, status bar, then toolbars we can add data editor, then menu editor we can use, right? And grid lines, so we can here then we can cancel grid lines. So if you need, we can use grid lines. Sometimes here we can use value labels there, right? Then once you add here, so you can see here. Then here label here that's we can see here. Then here I add a variable. The variable is age, but I add a label there, age in years. Look at here. Now this is you can see a gender and age because here they mention this variable names. But once you activated this viewer view value labels, you can see that in view window, uh, yeah. So it is not working there. So they are used in the output windows, right? We'll see. Yeah, here you can see the our variable is age, but in the output window we can see age in years. Why is that? We use that label. Here label is display here. So if you use these value labels, what happens? We can see that label in the output. Okay. Next one is data. Data allows you to select several options ranging from. So if you have any problems, so you can ask the questions through the chat box. So you can ask the questions directly. Okay. So these are the basic things. And you have that, so something didn't clear to you, so you can ask from me. Then next one, yeah, displaying data into sorted by specific variable to select in certain case by subsequent analysis. Right. So once we go to the data, as we can see, define variables, right? Uh, then transpose, it means show sort. Then defined what we call, then let's, yeah, split into files, split file, select cases, those things we discussed. So those things we can do in this data menu. Then transform, it includes several options to change current variables. For example, you can change continuous variables to the categorical variables, transform. Right here, you can see compute variables. Then record into same variable, record into different variables, rank cases, then this visual binding, so date and time wizard, so the replace missing values, those options we can use in this transform menu, right? Change course into rank course, add constant to the variables, those things we can do. The analysis. So then this most of the analysis part included is this menu. Analysis includes all commands of to carry out statistical analysis and to calculate descriptive statistics. Here, so once you see this one, analysis, you can see reports, descriptive statistics, Bayesian statistics, tables, compare means, so and general linear model, mixed models, correlation, regression, so log linear, then dimension reduction, this is fact analysis. Then reliability analysis. So some of the non-parametric tests, right? Yeah, non-parametric tests. Uh, yeah, these things we can see in this analysis menu. Then next one is graphs. Graphs includes the commands to create various types of graphs, including box plots, histograms, line graphs, and bar charts. So once you go to these graphs, so we can link the dialogues. So you can see all the types of graphs: bar, 3D bar, line, area, pie, high-low, box plots, error bar, population pyramid, scatter plots, histograms. All the types of graphs are available here. So we can use this graphs menu to draw the graphs. Yeah, utilities. Utilities allows you to list file information, what you list, or variables. There are labels, values, locations, file types here. You can go for the utilities. You can see the variables. What are the variables here? You can see gender is a variable. Age in years, that is a variable. Okay, we can see all the variables in utilities. And also, yeah, scoring wizard, those things we can see. And extensions. Extensions are the program that you can add it to the basic SPSS package. Yeah, sometimes we can add some utilities, actually some programs to this SPSS package. So we can connect that. So then that thing we can see this in extension tab. Then next one is window. Window can be used to select which window you want to view. Data editor, output editor, or syntax. Here you can see which window you have to select. Window. Output, then data view. So the Go Viewer, minimize all windows. These things we can use there. Help, finally. Help has many useful options, including a link to SPSS homepage, a statistic coach, syntax guide, right? Like those things we can use in this in this help menu. So those are the available menus in SPSS, right? Then, yeah, so that is that about the basic interface in SPSS. That is a basic interface actually. Using topics, you can use index options to type the keyword to get list of options, or you can view categories and subcategories available under context. This is an excellent tool, can be used to troubleshoot most of the problems. This is about the help menu. The icons directly under the menu bar provide shortcuts to many common commands that are available in specific menus. Yeah, so place cursor, then these are the so you can see that is for the saving purpose. So then when you know how to exit from the space, it's just you can close by using this cross. Right. And also once you close your windows, I told you, so they're asking to save your data editor first, and also separately to save the output editor as well. Okay, so then you can save those both files. Right, that is about the interface. Then we'll see entering data to the SPSS worksheet. So how to enter the data to the SPSS worksheet. In general, to enter the data in the cell worksheet, you can use the cursor to click on the desired cell, type the entry and finish using by enter, as we did in Excel. See. But the thing is, before enter the data to the SPSS worksheet, so we have to define the variables first. So I will explain you how to define the variable with that. So there are some rules to put the names to these variables. If you make mistakes, you can overtype the content cell by similar process here. Just to click and type it again, so then we can change as again similar to the Excel. If you want to correct just a part of the cell, so we can double click, right? And the cell, then using the direction keys, we can use the arrow keys and go to the place, then you can delete the needed part and you can add the new part. Yeah, so backspace, delete, so we can use. Then naming and the defining the variables, defining variables. To select the variable view of the data editor window, click on the variable view tab in the bottom left hand corner of the screen. Yeah, so we'll take new file, new data file. Yeah, this is the variable view. Yeah, we can go to the variable view, right? Okay. Then this is the variable view. You can see like this, that variable view, and you can see name type with decimals, labels, values, missing columns, align measure. So those headings again we can see. So we'll see what we have to add for here, right? What is the name? What are the type with decimal? Those things we can see here. Right, there are 10 common columns ahead, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And after that, so we can see another column called row. So these are name type with decimals, labels, values, missing columns, align and measure. Yeah, each of these headings is used to indicate some facet of the definition of each variable. Yes, we have to fill all these things once we are defining a variable. Variable names, that is important thing. So when we are typing a variable name, we have to consider these things. I think it's better to note down this. Sometimes you may find some mistakes when we are typing the variable names. The rules for names are, the names must be begin with a letter. So first you have to start with a letter, English letter. So it can be a capital or simple, doesn't matter, but you have to start from a letter. Can be the remaining characters can be any letter, any digit, a period, the symbol, at, hash, underscore, dollar marks, anything we can use, but first character should be a number. Sorry, a letter. We'll see. I will write name. Name, dollar mark. Doesn't matter. We told that no. Dollar marks, anything we can use at the end. But here, see here, dollar mark, name. This is not possible. Invalid variable name. Why is that? Dollar mark is not a letter. So first number should be a letter. Sorry, first character should be a letter. We can't use number as well. 12, name, possible. But name 12 is possible. You see, address 12, number, possible. Doesn't matter. But we can start from 12 address. 12 address, not possible. Variable contains illegal first character. First character should be a letter. Okay, I think you can understand it now. Variable names cannot end with a period. Yeah. So variable name contain illegal character. So you can't end with a period. Okay, you can't. Variables that end with underscore should be avoided. Should be avoided. We can. Right? You see name underscore. It's also can't. Some names end of the underscores as special variables in statistics. Is inadvisable that user to names with this character. We can use here, but it should be avoided, right? So we can change. We can end with the underscore, right? That should be avoided. Okay. Next one, spaces and the special characters like these things cannot be used. We'll see. First, if first space name, yeah, variable name contains illegal character. It means we can't keep space in between. So if we need to space, what we have to do? We have to use an underscore for, and it means first underscore name. Now it's okay. First name, right? For a space, we have to use the underscore. Space is not valid uh, for a variable name. And also we cannot use these question marks, asterisk sign, those things as well. Each variable name must be unique. Duplication is not allowed. Yes, again, duplication is not allowed. So here I will write name. So then capital, then I am writing name again. Not allowed. Yeah. Then here capital N, no, then I am writing in simple name. That is also not allowed here. The variable name duplicates in existing variable. So only one variable name we can type at once. No duplications are allowed. The underscore character is frequently used where a space is decided in names. Yes, I explained that. SPSS may miss out the spaces when reading in names from another package, such as Excel in age group should be become age group. So, yeah. So it means here that age group we cannot write. Then here Excel we can type like that, but in here we can't. Right? Actually, age group we can't. We had write that like this. Yeah, the other thing is reserved keywords. Reserved keywords. There are some reserved keywords. We can't use those things. For an example, all, and, by, EQ, GE, not, or, to, do, these things. Right? It's better to write these things. We can't use these as what you call as variable names because these are some dedicated reserved keywords. Reserved keywords. Now, one by one, we have to discuss. Right? So once we add variable, so we'll try to be clear. Right? So I will write here registration number. Registration number. That is my first variable. Now I will write number. Number should be registration number, right? Number. That is the first variable of me. Right? Then first one is type. Right? Variable types. The column is showing numeric for all rows. Then its default is numeric. Right? But yeah. This means that numeric values will be expected data retaining these variables. So if it is not the correct for these all variables except the qualitative data, right? So then here, right, I write number. So the variable type is, we can use a number sometimes. Then if we write, this is name. Name means variable type is not numeric. So we can change it to string. Likewise, we can change. Okay. Then age. Age is numeric one. Right? Age is numeric one. Likewise, so we can divide the type, right? Marks, that is also numeric. That is also numeric. Doesn't matter. So then here, if it is the name, that is a string one. Okay. Then I will add another one. Uh, Gender. Gender. Gender is another way. That is gender. We can here. Yes, here it's mentioned as numeric. Yeah, so I will show you. It's if it's we can add both as numeric variable or as string variable. Okay. Yeah, so we can change this string. Also, the other one is date, date, date. So if it's adding date, so we can change this date type to the date here. Numeric comma dot scientific notation date here. The way the data type is date. Now date. For the date type is I set as date type. Type of the data is also date here. All right. Any questions so far? We will check the chat as well. No.
No, sir, everything is clear.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then we can continue. Okay. Date is right. Variable width and decimal places. Here that we can see variable width. So here date the default. Here one, look at here, 1, 2, is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are the method. Look at here. DD means 2. For this line, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So then here reserved width is 11. For the other default one is 8. So, for a number, registration number, suppose that is a four digit code. So then width we can set as 4. Then we can write only 4 characters there. Only 4 characters there. For the name, so you can give 15 characters. Doesn't matter. So then you can, for the age, yeah, 3 characters because there is no more than 1,000. There we can't see the person's age. Right? Gender, we can add 1 actually. I will show you. One. Gender 1. Because decimal point too large. Decimal points appear incorrect. 0. Then for a gender 1. Okay. For the marks we can have 3 digits out of 100. Yeah, likewise, we can think about the width and also decimal points for the number. That there are for number means registration number, no need of decimal points. And for the names, no. Age, no decimals. Gender, no. For the marks also, sometimes we have decimal, sometimes no decimal. So I uh, change number of decimal points for the zeros here. Then labels. Number means registration number. So I can type the name for this variable, registration number. Registration number. We can keep spaces here, doesn't matter. Then I will write this as NO number, NO number. So that is registration number. Name. Name is first name, First name. Only first name we are typing. Age. That's okay. Age, no need. Sometimes it's not possible always writing labels. And if not, if you didn't write a label, they are using same name, age, gender. It's okay. Marks okay. Date, right? So we can write date of exam, examination, right? Date of examination. Likewise. So now it's okay. Then we know how to label the data as well. Variable name. So the maximum length of any label is 255 characters, right? 255 characters. Then we can go value labels, okay. Then we can go for the values. Look at here. Now, so then values we need for this one. We go for the gender values now, right? I that we have male and female, male and female. But if you are going to type male, female, sometimes it's very difficult to take for that for the analysis as well. Therefore, I'm going to assign some numbers because this that I why cousin difficult to understand. So if some I told you at once. So if someone needs Sinhala explanation, please send me a message, right? So then I will explain in Sinhala, right? Because that's why I'm asking at the very beginning, because here totally we can't use Sinhala because some one of the Tamil participant is here, so we have to use English language to explain this, right? Or that's not problems, right? So if someone need a simple explanation, please send me a private message to me, so then I will explain it in Sinhala. Okay. Mhm. Here, right. So here, if you see here, right? Uh, right, value labels. So in here we can add nuts. We here numeric. So we can go here. Values. One. I will assign one for male. One, then male. We can add here. Then two for female. Then instead of typing male and female, so we can add one and two here. One and two there. Okay. So then it's there. So but this if this one is numeric, so then but so I will add another one called sex. So same meaning, right? But now I am going to uh, set. This is for string. Now string. Okay. Now string. Earlier I took it as numeric, right? Then go for the values. Then I am assigning M, capital M for male, right? Capital F for female. Now instead of entering male and 1 and 2, now we can enter M and F. But before that, we have to change this type to a string. String. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. So then we can enter some data here. Right. Uh, right. We'll enter some data there. Right. Then we can go. Now we define these variables. Right. There are some missing values. Then another thing we have to think. That is we are discussing further as well. I don't know. No, I will discuss in that way. So then I discuss up to here only values. Then this part missing columns, align, measures. So, these things we discuss in the next lesson, right? So then we'll try to enter some data here now. So once we go for the data editor, so number 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. These are the registration numbers. We can write the names. Kasu, Nimali, Saman Mali, Chanaka, Ravind. These are the names. Then ages we can write. 18, 20, 22, 24, 90. Okay. Then gender. So here for gender, gender will take one and two. One for male, two for female. Now for the males, we can write Kasun male one, Nimali female two. Then here you can see once we type one and two, we can see here male female, right? Then Saman Mali two, Chanaka one, right? Ravindu one male. Okay. Then here, so same thing here, that same one, no, but here we'll it can change this for the string, and we are trying to add F and M there. Then how we can add here? 6. Then Kasun M, right? You can see F, then M. Then here, so view. Then here, so value labels, if you click on it here, then you can see here. Now we can see 1 and 2. Then if we goes to view, then we can value labels. Then we can, if we click on here, so then we can see male and female there, right? So I am removing this one. Then now we can see 1, 2 and FM here. So if we need to see this, just we have to click this, you have to tick on it, then we can see only the labels. Right, marks. We can add marks for some 98, 70, 56, 69, so 60, 59, likewise. Okay, now we can enter the data like that after defining the variables that, so we can't add the data directly as as we are doing in Excel. Excel वाला आगे after directly we can't add those things. Right. So that is about the basic thing. Okay. Let's move to the second lesson now. Importing data from the other files and naming variables. Then these are the learning outcomes of this lesson, lesson 2. Import data from other Excel data files. Describe different items in a variable view panel. Right, importing and exporting data. Right. To load in the data, when you first start SPSS, you can select the file on the two lower boxes of the into the screen. Here you can see recent files, sample files. Then open data, we can go here, right? Then yeah, so you know how to open the SPSS file. Just you can go here, right? Yeah. So if anyone is not familiar with this software, so you may feel there is no, you can't understand this, but don't worry, because just you have to then just discussing that. So we how to define the variables and how to enter the data now. So just you can follow the video again. then try this with the software. So then let me know in the second day if it's unclear, right? Okay, then I will see how to open. File, open, data file. Yeah, so then these are the, then we can open from here. So these files are available, right? So you can open. That's how we can open from a data file. This file types. Basic rules to allow Excel data to read into SPSS, right? So we can, yeah, so we can import the data from the Excel to the SPSS. Data type and width, column width. Each column is a variable, right? The data type width of each variable determined by the data type within the Excel file. Yeah, doesn't matter. If the column contains more than data type for if the column contains more than one data type. So in the Excel we can enter more than one data type, text, numbers. Uh, so we can enter to the Excel data files, but in SPSS we can't do that, right? Yeah, so if the column contains more than one data type, for example, data numeric, the data type is settings to string, and all variables are read as valid string values. Okay. Blank cells. For numeric variables, blank cells are converted to the system missing values indicated by a period. For string variables, a blank is a valid string value. Yeah, the blank cells are targeted as a valid string values. So if we change the data type into string, so uh, we can keep the uh, what you call blanks. It is valid as string value. Then variable names. If you read the first row of the Excel file, of the first row, this specified range as the variable names. Values that don't conform to the variable naming rules are converted into values variables, and the original names are used as the variable labels. Yeah. So sometimes, so right, we will take the Excel file. Yeah, I will take an Excel file. Yeah. Right. If you take that this one first, blank name, Kasun Nimal Sunin, right? First name. Yeah, that's now to the SPSS, we can't use this. What you have to do is before entering to the SPSS, we have to convert first name like this. Otherwise, these variables they are not taking to the SPSS, right? So these changes we have to do in Excel before import to the SPSS files. If you do not read variables names and the Excel files, default value labels are assigned. If you are entering the numbers such as weight, make sure all the values are numbers. Right. If a value is missing, either code with the missing value such as 9 or 99, etc., or leave without entering to anything. Do not enter the space or full stop here. So sometimes when we are entering the missing values, right? Here you can see some missing values. If some, so you know when the questionnaire sometimes, or for the all the questions that the participants are not responding, then if once you see a missing value, sometimes we are describe missing number. So like 999. So that means if we enter to the 999 for this age column, it taken as a missing value. Why is that? Because we defined here, we are entering 999 for the missing values. Like likewise, we can assign some numbers to the missing values. If you are entering text such as yes, no, check, always spell this, yeah, why, yes, no, likewise. So for the values, we can enter those things. Yeah, you can convert this into the SPSS worksheet. So we'll take that Excel file. Sit. Right. I want to import this data to the SPSS, right? Then we'll see how we can do this. Uh, This has been achieving the use copy and paste special command in Excel transpose and by removing text from the columns and giving columns to easy to read and unique labels. It means like that. You know, in SPSS, right? So we have to enter these things, right? We'll remove this. When we are defining a variable names, so then here in Excel we can see in column row wise, but here we have to add column wise. What we can do in here is, so you can just copy the title of these variables, variable names you can copy, then right along it, go for the paste special, then we can take the transpose. Right? Then what happens? This rows converted to the columns. Now we can copy this and go to the SPSS file and paste it. Now variable names are okay. Otherwise, we have to type those. So then here we can see only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? So there are only 9. We can type those things. But so when you are importing a large Excel file with thousands of variables, so that is difficult to type all the things. Therefore, the easiest thing is just you can copy. We can copy this one in rows, then copy, then go to this one, paste special, transpose. Then rows change to the columns. Right? Okay. Now the variable names are there. Variable names are there. Variable names here. Then we have to add these things. Right now, yeah, we have to take this. Right? Simple. Then we can go. Right? Then we can copy this now. Yeah, before copying that, if I just copy and paste, then we'll see what happens. We'll see now what happens there. Right now we can go for data view. So now we can see these headings because we added those first. Let's go. But this is not totally working. We'll discuss why it happens. Right. Once we click the data on the higher, you then paste. So then here some columns are not there. So that's why I told you that is not totally working. So then we need to find the reason for that. Reason for that. So we'll go for the gender, and it's not working. Gender and date of birth. Date of birth is not the numeric variable. It's in gender, what, yeah, male and female. Yeah. Again, that is not a numeric variable, right? So here what we can do is then we have to change those. We have to change those, right? We have to change those. Then we have to go for the variable view, then date of birth. So we have to change the variable type. So that is a date variable. Now we'll see date. Now I think we can copy and paste this. Copy and paste. No, it's not working again. Yeah, date format. Format is this one. Yeah. Variable date date format here. Day dd yy dd yy. Yeah, we'll see now. And it's not taking. Then here we'll try to change the data type. Format cells. Right. Then we can copy here. Then we can go to the type. So type y. This one. Yeah, now it's working. Right now it's working, but here that the time is there. So now we can change the type if we need. I will take this one now. After entering, we can change. Yes. Now it's okay. That is how we can enter. Okay. So then gender. Now we can come for the gender. Right. Go for the Excel file. So we'll see what happens there. Oh, we need one and two for here. Then just I'm trying to add there. We are trying to add there. So where's the gender here? I will keep it as numeric. Then I'm going to define one for male, one for male, and two for female. Two for female. Right, then one and two I have to add for data view. But here one and two is not available. So then we have to do something. I will try to find if function. So we have to do something when some changes, right? Then logical test is this one. No, what we can do, just we can enter no here. Sometimes all the things are not possible. We can do there. Yeah. Then just we can convert this into, we'll try if logical test is this one. I don't know whether it's working, right? Ah, yes, it's working. Then one, two, three, four, five. Okay. So I just use if function there, right? If I take this one, if that this value, that D2 value is equals to male, I put 1. If not, 2. So then according to there, so then we can see 1 is for male, 1 is for male, 2 is for female. Likewise, we can do some changes. Now we can copy and paste there. Copy and paste there. Now it's okay. Now it's okay. Right, so then here some decimal points we can see, then here student ID, age, it is not necessary for gender. So my scores, that is okay, but there is no decimal points, all are 0.00. So then I'm going to go for the variable view, then decimal numbers. I'm going to zero it. Yeah, now I completely import it, right? So we have to use some strategies sometimes, because that that gender, if I want to put as one and two, right? So if we had put as one and two, right? So we can't take sometimes as it is. We have to use some strategies. We are facing some problems as well. So we have to overcome that using some strategies. So then here that we have a problem. I have the problem with importing this date of birth and gender columns. So you also have some problems with some columns. So then if you find something, so you have to use some strategies actually, right? Yeah. Then again, I'm asking any questions. Any questions? So I think anything to ask. Yeah.
No, sir.
No, right.
Zero.
Then example data set. Imagine that you have interviewed some people on their smoking habits using the questions shown below. So these are the questions actually. So the reference number. So this is actually practical problem. So when we are doing some research, so when we are collecting some data, so you have most of the times we are using the questionnaires, no? Right? So then these are the questionnaires. So then here that data we have to enter for the SPSS files using some strategies actually. So we'll see how we can enter these data. So this is the question actually. So that's a reference number is there, reference number. Then smoking questionnaire. So how old are on your last birthday? Indicate your sex, male and female. Do you smoke at all? Yes or no? If no, go to the question number 9. So this it means it's not for those people, because if you are not uh, smoking, so these questions are not relevant to them. Do you smoke cigarettes? Yes. If no, go to question number 6. Right? If no, you have to go for the question number 6. If you are uh, smoking, so you have to answer the question number 5. On average, how many cigarettes a day would you say that you smoke? Right? So then question number 6, do you smoke 5? Do you smoke cigars? Question number 9, tell me what you think each of the following three statements. Tax on tobacco is too high. So you have, this is actually we call a Likert scale or Likert scale. Sometimes we are using strongly agree to strongly disagree to strongly agree. Right? So you can rate these numbers. So tax is tobacco is too high. So you agreed well. So you can write strongly agree. Likewise, smoking is dangerous to your health. Smoking should be allowed in cinema. Right, the date of the questionnaire completed, date the thesis submitted. There are some dates here. Right, that is actually a sample questionnaire. From the 10 completed questionnaires, if it's possible to create the data set like the one shown in the next slide. So this is actually a complete data set actually from the actual real survey. So that is the collected data there. Right. So this data has the 10 observations from the reference number 1 to 10. 14 variables. There are 14 variables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, there are 14 variables. So we have to define these variables actually before entering these to a SPSS worksheet. We'll see how we can enter these to the SPSS worksheet actually. All the information is about the single person makes up one observation. Note that blank indicated the missing value. So we here blanks means those are missing values because that participants are not answered for that question. So therefore those are missing. From this data set, you can see that the reference number of the first subject is 1. She is 27 and female. Yeah. Reference number is 1. She is 27, then female. Likewise, we can end. She smokes cigars on 10 per average day. She doesn't make a pipe or cigars. Try to give up. Give up. Try to give up. She agrees that tax on tobacco is too high and that smoking is dangerous to your health. And that smoking should be banned from the cinema. Before entering this data set into SPSS worksheet, let's consider how variables are defined and what attributes they can have. Yes. So first thing is we have to define variables. So again, I can place this. Right. Now we cleared. Yeah. So then here, it is also suggest suitable labels for that later be associated with the variables and clarify out. So these are the variable names. So we'll try to add. First one is reference number, ref, this give ref number underscore ref number means label is also given reference number. You can add reference number. This age as last birthday. Next one age. Then the meaning is age at last birthday. Okay. Second one. Third variable. Sex of respondent is the label. Sex of respondent. Sex of respondent. Next one, smoker. Do you smoke? Do you smoke? Do you smoke? Fifth one is six. Do you smoke cigarettes? Six. Do you smoke? Do you smoke cigarettes? Do you smoke cigarettes? Next one. Next one. How many cigarettes per day? How many cigarettes per day? Yeah, num six. Next one. Num underscore six. How many cigarettes per day? How many cigarettes per day? How many cigarettes per day? Next one, pipe. Do you smoke pipe? Do you smoke pipe? Do you smoke a pipe? Next one, cigars. Cigars. Do you smoke cigars? Right. Next one, give up. Give up. Have you tried to give up smoking? Have you tried to give up smoking? Have you tried to give up smoking? All right. Next variable, 10th one, tax. Tax. Do you think tax on tobacco is too high? Tax on tax on tobacco is too high. Next one, danger. Do you think smoking is dangerous to your health? Smoking is dangerous to your health. Next one, cinemas. Cinemas. Do you think smoking should be allowed in cinemas? Do you think smoking should be allowed in cinemas? 13th one, date survey. Date survey. Date survey means date the survey was completed. Right. Last variable is date submit. Date submit. The the where the subject submitted their thesis. Okay. Now we defined the variables. We defined only. We given variable names only. Right? Variable names only. We had defined variable types and the other things. Okay. Just we define names. Here mentioned step by step how we can, right, enter these things, right? Okay, right. For the male and female date, these things we have to define. Right. We'll see reference number. Yeah, we'll see there what is the instructions they given. With one decimal zero for these things. What? Smoker. Decimal zero for all, no? So I will zero for decimals for all. Right. Decimals are zero for all. And it goes with one for smoker. With this one for smoker. With one, six pipe, six pipe cigars. Six, six pipes, six pipe cigars. Give up tax. Give up tax. AMG cinemas. Right. With two decimal zero for the variable age. Age with two. With two decimal zero. With three number of six. With three number of six. Yeah, I put three. With four decimal zero for the reference number. With four decimal four for the second number. With one for the string variable sex. Sex for it with one. Then it's a string variable, and we have to define as well. Here we have to go for the values. Then M for male and F for female. Right. Okay, I think we define up to there. Okay. Yeah, these are the things we discussed. Yeah. Yes. Then again, we have to label this. What for the questions there? So there are here. Do you have smoking? These questions there no? Do you think tobacco is too high? Strongly agree, strongly disagree. There's kind of questions there. So then when we go for here, have you tried smoking? We have to go by we have to go there. I mean, uh, this one. Yeah, this one. How it's given? Question number nine. Nine is taxes. Tax on tobacco is too high. Tax on tobacco is too high. Yeah, from here we have to start. One, two, three questions. Tax on tobacco is too high. Dangerous for health, smoking allowed in cinemas, right? For these three questions, right? Uh, yeah, yeah. Will add exist. Then values. One for strongly disagree. One for what? Strongly disagree. Two for disagree. Three for agree. Four for strongly agree. Right? Yeah, strongly agree. Okay. Then we can copy this, right? So we need for these two as well. Now then we can go copy and paste. Now that we come for both as well, right? So now it's that part is okay. Missing values. In the statistical analysis, if the data set is sometimes necessary to exclude cases where the information is not co-appropriate, right? In this example for the interview, reference number 8, the responses fail to give the answer to the questions. The number could be expected to genuine response, right? If there are missing values, so here we can use discrete missing values 999 or something, right? Number of six. So we can go for number of six. Number of six. So missing values. Missing. The value is missing. What we have to do? Discrete missing values. So we can put 999 set there. Okay. Now this thing is very important. Like it should it's important actually because so then the thing is that alignment. So this you can see here. This in columns. That's okay, right? The thing is now the most important thing is missing values is also okay. So the measure, so the variable type you have to decide, right? Variable type you have to decide. So reference number, that is the name. So it goes to the nominal variable. Before that, I think measurement scales and variables. The final column is concerned with the measurement scales, properties, and variable, right? So in statistics, certain procedures are only appropriate for the measured on the specific scale measurement. So the measurements characteristics recognized by the SPSS as follows. I think you know about these variable types actually. I don't know whether you are aware. So anyhow, I'm trying to give us brief introduction actually. Right, the nominal scale. So there are four measurement scales, but in SPSS there are three, right? Because that two they are taking for one, right? So therefore, I'm not discussing the theory actually in the measurement scales. I am focused to the SPSS, right? I am focusing to the SPSS. So then here we have three variables, but there are four variables, four measurement scales, right? These are nominal, ordinal, uh, interval, and ratio. Those are the four measurement scales, but in SPSS it is available like that. Nominal, ordinal, that's two are same, and for the both interval and ratio scales, they are using scale variable. Nominal variable can be treated as the nominal when it is values represent the categories with no intrinsic ranking. For example, naming, right? ID number. So those are nominal. The department of the company which is in an employee works, region, zip code, religious affiliation, right? And ID number, registration number. So those things go for the nominal scales. Ordinal. Ordinal means a ranking purpose, like this one. These are go for the ordinals. Yeah. Right. These are go for the ordinals. What strongly agree. So this is ranking, right? Ranking. So just we can put the measure is ordinal here, not scale. Ordinal. Ordinal. Why? Ordinal. So these are sometimes of ranking, right? This is close to the ordinal. For example, levels of service satisfaction from highly dissatisfied to highly satisfied, highly dissatisfied to highly satisfied. So let's go for the scaling purpose, right? So that is then ordinal scale. Attitude scores representing degrees of satisfaction, confidence and preference rating scores. Okay, then final one is scale. Scale is yeah, final one is scale. Scale means both ratio and interval data. A variable can be treated as a scale when its values represent the ordered categories with meaningful metric. So the distance computations between variables are appropriate. Examples of the scale variables including years, age in years, income, thousands, dollars, right? So then here there are six nominal measures. Six is nominal. Let's go for that. Nominal, say it's given six. It was a smoker, 6 5, smoker, nominal, smoker, six pipes, six nominals, pipe nominal. So we have to decide that. Cigars and give up. Pipe nominal, one, two, three, four, five, six, and give up. It's nominal. There are six nominal variables. Three ordinal measures, tag, danger, and cinemas. That's we already added that. And three scale measures, reference number, scale, age, number of six, age, number of six, age, six. Number of six is not nominal, but it's scale. Give up is nominal. Now, okay. So then these again we took as scale, dates, scale. Now that measures also okay. Two dates are considered by SPSS scale and can be used such as, right? Right. Now it's okay. Now we have to enter the data. You have now defined the all information to the SPSS need. You know about what characters of your data, specific data is. Your variable view, pane, look figures in next slide. Now this is the variable view. Yeah, you also can see this same as our one. Right, reference number. If for female, now there is another one. Do you smoke? Yes, no, you know. One for yes, two for no. Yeah, so we have to add this. Do you smoke? Yeah. One for yes, two for no, two for no. Then that's we have to add for one, two, three, four, five questions. We can copy. Yeah, for these three. Okay. Six. Yes. Yeah, now it's okay. It's same now. It's same. But you also can try, right? Yeah. So the next one is data representing and manipulation. We'll start that from next day, right?